Lionel Messi hasn't really lit France alight with his performances in Ligue and so far, so what exactly is it that's stopping the legendary forward from showcasing the same form that made him such a star at Barcelona? Is age catching up to La Pulga? Are his teammates not good enough? Or is it the fact that Mauricio Pochettino has been unable to come up with the right tactics to get the best out of his marquee signing? Paris Saint Germain are desperate for Champions League glory, and it's not going to come to them so easily. For that, they need to be firing on all cylinders. And if Messi isn't in form for them, they can kiss their chances of European dominance goodbye for a few more years. Patrik Schick isn't really a household name, but when he first left Sparta Praha for AS Roma as a 20-year-old, the striker was destined for greatness. Things did not work out for him in Italy, but now 25, Schick is slowly becoming a striker of real promise. Ajax defeated PSV Eindhoven. Let me rephrase that. Ajax victimised, brutalised and conquered PSV in Sunday's derby, and it appears that the Amsterdam Giants are once again getting back to being the same side that threatened the global football order during the 18-19 season. Manchester United are set to implode, and after chasing Liverpool all Sunday with their pants down, players are hiding behind their manager and blaming him for not being able to get the best out of them. In the only job in the world where a supervisor gets sacked for having poor performers in the team, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is feeling the heat. Now that you're done smacking your lips, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon and sound off on your observations in the comments. When you're playing for Stade de Reims, age doesn't matter. The Champagne club has a policy of backing players when they're young. Nathaniel Mbuku is only 19, El Bilal Touré is 19 and Ugo Ekitike is 19. Since the start of the current campaign, Alexis Flips, 21, has been doing really well. After starting out at Lille, he left for Reims in the summer of 2020 and has not taken long to be promoted from the reserves to the first team at Auguste Delon Stadium. Under the guidance of Oscar Garcia, Flips has exploded onto the scene. He's got 1 goal so far, scored against his former side Lille, and has 3 assists in 6 appearances. Of course, the numbers aren't huge, but if you look at the overall stats deeply enough, you'd know that he's done well against the big sides. Most notably, he crossed paths with Messi and co when PSG visited the Champagne region and played very confidently. Able to play on either flank, the youngster isn't too keen on leaving the club yet. But anyway, remember that name, because you might be hearing about it a lot in the coming months. Since the extraordinary 2018-19 campaign, Ajax have quietly gone about their rebuild, and the manner in which they've gone about their business is commendable. This summer, Erik ten Hag signed Mohamed Daramy, Steffen Berghuis, Remco Pasveer and Danilo. The departures weren't that impactful, but even then, Ajax was swept up by PSV Eindhoven in the Super Cup, following a Nonu Madueke masterclass in a 4-0 win. However, things are now back to how they should be, with Ajax getting back to their best and scoring goals for fun. Recently, they thrashed Borussia Dortmund 5-0 in one of the biggest shocks in the Champions League group stages so far this season. And on Sunday, the Amsterdam club found their cruising speed as they welcomed back PSV. The final score was 5-0, and it could have been more. They now lead the league standings with 25 points and a goal difference of 35 plus from just 10 games. Maybe the turning point at the start of the season was the injury to Davy Klaassen. The former Everton man's injury meant that the number 10 role was up for grabs and taken up by Steffen Berghuis, who is traditionally a winger, but has quickly adapted to the role and has got 5 goals and 7 assists in 14 games. The Dutchman has formed a fearsome quartet with Sebastian Haller, Antony and Dusan Tadic. The 4 have scored 27 of Ajax's 48 goals. Sticking to the same principles that have worked for him, Ten Hag's side seem capable of reaching the heights of the class of 18 to 19. The team is progressing well, and watching Nusair Mazraoui on the right is quite the sight. Edson Alvarez is a central defender by trade and has managed to shake off a disappointing debut season in the Eredivisie. The Mexican is now playing as a midfielder and has formed a strong connection with Ryan Gravenberch. Is this team on the cusp of something great? We sure hope so. In sparkling form with the Czech Republic eliminated in the quarter-finals by Denmark at the last Euros, Patrik Schick is one of many architects of this what has been quite a remarkable start to the season by Bayer Leverkusen. The campaign sounds like a rebirth of the tall and elegant Czech striker who left for Italy at the age of 20 and who was seen his ascent halted by a failed stint at AS Roma. Czech team captain Vladimir Darida says that his teammate has always been a hungry striker and isn't too surprised to see him do so well. There's no shortage of glowing reviews of the Czech international striker, and for good reason. In recent months, the 25-year-old Bayer striker has displayed sparkling form. On the eastern bank of the Rhine, halfway between Cologne and Düsseldorf, Patrick Schick shines brightly for Die Weltsurf. With 8 goals in just 9 Bundesliga outings, the native of Prague is on the podium for the top scorers in the league, just behind 2 extraterrestrials in the shape of Robert Lewandowski and Erling Haaland. His performances have helped Bayer Leverkusen to 4th place in the league standings. Comfortable playing in a system where he's been asked to do a lot of pressing work and help in recovery and winning duels, the 25-year-old is thriving. At Roma, things didn't work out. His path to the first team was blocked by Edin Dzeko, and then repeated injuries never allowed him to gain any sort of momentum. A move to RB Leipzig followed, but that didn't work out, and then Bayer took their chances against a cheque of 25 million euros. Turns out it was a great move. The Schick Express is on a roll, and either you jump aboard or stay out of its way. With one hand on the steering wheel and the other on his heart, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was already in the hot seat before Man United put on a Sunday league display in the 5-0 spanking at the hands of Liverpool. The Norwegian is closer than ever to getting the boot, and it appears that there will be very few tears in the dressing room if that happens. The foundations laid by him at Man United have been crumbling more and more every day in recent weeks. After a colossal transfer window where he was able to welcome some really good players, the Norwegian tactician was expected to deliver this time around. So far, the arrivals of Rafael Varane, Jadon Sancho and Cristiano Ronaldo haven't delivered. United are now 7th in the league standings after 9 games and trail league leaders Chelsea by 8 points. English media seems to be in agreement on the subject. Ole is at fault and needs to leave. According to latest reports, Solskjaer is probably living out his last hours as a Man United manager. It appears that he has indeed lost the support of the locker room. Some players believe that the Norwegian doesn't have the tactical latitude to push the club back to winning titles in England. Truth be told, Ole seems to be a really nice guy, but he's light years away from guys like Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp and Thomas Tuchel. Players aren't fans of training sessions concocted by Solskjaer and his team. The unacceptable state of mind and defeatist behaviour displayed by the Red Devils in the face of a steamroller operated by Mohamed Salah has given a further indication of how bad things must be behind closed doors. The reaction of Jesse Lingard, taken to task by fans while he was warming up and who simply replied, "I'm not on the field," as if to disassociate himself from the collective, reflects the position of the locker room with regard to the Norwegian manager. And with Antonio Conte and Zinedine Zidane possibly waiting in the wings, Ole might already be packing his bags for a return to Norway. There but not really there against Olympique de Marseille, 0-0 on Sunday, Lionel Messi has struggled to find his mark since his arrival at Paris Saint Germain. For Thierry Henry, it's because he's too isolated on the field. Once again lined up alongside the Fantastic Four during Sunday's Le Classique, Messi failed to guide Paris Saint Germain to victory against their bitter enemies, Olympique de Marseille. Positioned on the right wing, Lionel Messi in particular was unconvincing to say the least, in line with his timid beginnings in Ligue. While speaking with Amazon Prime Video, Thierry Henry tried to explain the Argentine's half-hearted performance. The Arsenal legend believes that Messi looks too isolated on the pitch, and due to his position, gets to have less touches on the ball than he's used to. He, Messi, is isolated. He is on the ball less, Henry told RMC Sport. I wouldn't say he's sad, but he's isolated. I prefer him through the middle. I'm having trouble with Leo out on the right. In the middle, he can set the tempo. Something needs to be found in order to get Mbappe, Neymar and Messi to play together. And Henry, who was Messi's teammate for 3 years at Barcelona, believes that the PSG setup has been created to get the best out of Kylian Mbappe, which is probably another reason why Messi's struggling to score as highly as he normally has throughout his career. Nonetheless, Messi's lack of goals and overall involvement is down to the tactical layout, and perhaps Pochettino needs to make a more inclusive strategy in order to get the best out of the ex-Barcelona man, because hey, Mbappe couldn't help the team win the Champions League all on his own. Maybe Messi can guide them to the promised land.